delivered ruling and said they can't go ahead with it, violated the constitution and the Electoral Act, as it is. These are clear issues. And the party is not itself helping at all. Because if you look at how they've gone about treating Sule Lamido, I don't think anybody would want to have some sympathy for the PDP.
And by the way, the court has rejected Sule Lamido's bid to stop the PDP convention.
So he's separated from that.
Yeah,
but how about you looking at that from an objective perspective, with all of his labor of love in quote for the party, being a founding member himself, and you're now telling him he can't obtain.
I mean, even Wiki is claiming a founding member.
He isn't.
No, I mean, he said he has been in the PDP since '98.
That does not make him a founding member of the party.
Yeah, but the PDP started just about that time.
Yeah.
Just about that time.
There were people who came after the foundational bricks were laid. So he was just, one of those people who came as latter-day entrants to say. However, he's still holding the party by its jugular. And the question I keep asking myself is, which political party he belongs to and where exactly his allegiance lies.
PAPC. What did they say?
PD.
PAP. I don't know.
It was Tinubu said it in just.
Yeah, but there's P, there's A, anytime.
It's a combination of the People's Democratic Party.
I really, I know that for most of PDP supporters or those who are loyal to the party, they will receive this news as a very heartbreaking news. And this is my charge to them, that they should take ownership of their political party and every other political party, because this whole crisis, started. One man claiming that he's the one that has given so much money to the PDP. If you take what the FCT minister, has donated to the PDP or given to the PDP from 2015 and then compared to what others, have been doing, especially members have been doing, it's going to give you a fair understanding of the whole situation. But this is where we are. For me, I would say that it's their own business, it's their own cup of tea, because it seems they don't want to resolve their problems, but life has to go on. Gilbert, life has to go on. Life will not stop, or politics will not stop, because the PDP, is immersion.
It's in disarray.
Yeah, and that is why this has just given credence to people who have left the party, because for
they
most
have
of
every
them,
reason to.
yeah, for most of them,
people who
they
might
cited,
leave tomorrow, I don't think you can begrudge them.
Yeah, they cited that the party is not stable, instability in the party, and it's just going to give legitimacy to why they've thrown in the towel to say that, look, I'm going to leave this party. But again, it's human beings that make the party. If you leave the party, who are you waiting for to come and fix the party, and then you come back into the party and enjoy? It's human beings that make a system work. It's not any foreign entity or foreign body elsewhere. So I do not know which should be priority, Gilbert. Stay back and fix the issues, or run away from the problem. And
difficult question you're asking, Ponsak, but let me give this a try.
Because politicians are supposed to be people who solve problems.
Yes, well, it's regulated by time again.
Yeah.
If you look at people who are probably governors now, and you add up 8 years to their entire lives, as human beings, if they aren't governors right now, and you add on top of that, they might be in their 70s or even 80s.
Right.
And you now see they have lost time in a country where we so much like to say that agility matters, mental and physical stability and state of health, as it were. All of these things matter. So I don't think you can begrudge anybody who is leaving the PDP at the moment, and especially because they have the right to. They have the freedom of association as guaranteed by the Constitution. And if the PDP doesn't seem to be responsible enough to stand up to its issues and solve them adequately, I would encourage anybody who has legitimate reasons to leave to please leave. But it's unfortunate.
Or stay back and fix the issue.
A group of mature individuals, and let's not forget, aside the fact that the henchmen in the PDP are politicians, they're first and foremost professionals. You have professors, you have lawyers, medical doctors, people from all walks of life. And if they can't come together and agree on common grounds, then it's a shame. It's such a shame. And they are not setting a good template for the future of democracy in Nigeria.
Yeah, it just took me back to when Obasanjo was president and Tinubu was the governor in Lagos State. He was in AD.
At the time.
Obasanjo, to muzzle, the opposition, especially governors in the southwest, there was a draconian. I mean, some of them didn't get local government funds, and it helped Tinubu at the time as governor of Lagos State to be creative, and it brought out, the shine. Tinubu took that moment to shine. But for these governors now that are
that's exactly what Rotimi Amechi said.
These governors
that
now,
this cannot happen during their time as governors.
Yeah, but
they can't allow one
Tinubu,
man.
Yeah, Tinubu hasn't denied any local government,
allocations, right?
He hasn't, denied anybody any money. But what we're seeing is that governors, lawmakers, they are decamping in droves.
But let's not forget again, it's about the biblical hands of Esau, and we are all aware of these things, Ponsak. There should be boundaries, and we should have red lines while doing politics as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but for me, as far as I'm concerned, the president hasn't been seen coercing anybody.
Can he take a stand? That's the question.
I mean, he told us that he's happy that the opposition is in disarray.
So what does that tell you?
Of course, I mean, would you want your enemy to succeed?
I think Ponsak, his democratic credentials are dented by that statement.
No, Gilbert. If I say that,
we had a president that considered defeat in this country.
No, because conceding defeat is a different ball game, because he allowed opposition to thrive. Yeah, for him to concede defeat, but Tinubu doesn't even he doesn't want to tolerate opposition.
Okay, so that says everything about his persona.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate,
and it's not his fault.
Listen,
yeah, I mean, Gilbert, before you make this point, this is the man that when he was contesting, he said, "I will win." He said, I mean,
it's his lifelong dream to be president.
And he said it in the State House. And, that's one thing, this is one thing with Tinubu that I so much admire.
The guts.
Yeah. He went to Buhari, he said, look, I just met Mr. President. I told him it's my lifetime ambition to be president. And today, take it or leave it, he's a president. You can't do anything. He said, I will win. And he went to the Oba of Lagos and said, Emiloko, now my turn now. What can you do? You think that you can toss away someone that told you that it's his turn? You got to be kidding.
Well, he's not God. All is fair in politics and in love.
Yeah, he's not God. We keep saying he's not. Yeah, he's not. I know that he's not God, but I mean, the gods and his daring spirit and his can-do spirit, for me, is really, really, I admire that a lot. It shows that his word is onions, and he has done risk analysis and all of the calculations are possible. Let's play this insert. The issue of Ochanya, a girl that was, I would say, raped to death. Very, very pathetic story in Benue State. Well, her relatives are saying that the police are yet to arrest suspect connected to that heinous
so-called
crime.
Lover.
I mean, that's not a lover. You can't be in love with a child. That's not, you are just abusing, that girl, because love takes consent. It's two consenting adults, especially when it comes to things that has to do with romantic love. So it's not love, it's just, you are abusing. It's just an abuse. Let's play this instead. When we come back, we have two guests, and we're going to speak on the role of old boys in solidifying and I would say consolidating on education. We had some of the fantastic schools, secondary schools in Nigeria back many, many years ago here on the plateau. But what has become of some of those schools? And some of those schools at the time were government owned. They were at provincial level and they were at regional level. You had Bariwa College, for example. I don't know what has become of Bariwa College now. And you have a government science school, Koro, that is a provincial school. And then you have the missionaries who brought Gendry and, the likes. What has become of those schools? And what role should the old boys or old students of this school play in ensuring that the standard of education that they got, raise it up?
And the schools survive.
Yeah, to meet because some of these schools are even dead.
I like that you mentioned Bariwa College. How that you've mentioned.
Yeah. Well, let's play this insert. When we come back, we have our guests, and the show will continue. Stay here.
The police know what they ought to do. Their statutory responsibility is to prevent a crime. And if in the event that they fail to prevent crime, it occurs, they have to investigate and bring the perpetrators to justice. What they are supposed to do at the moment is to declare Victor Gbuja wanted and launch a manhunt to arrest him. There are no two ways about it. They have to do that as quickly as possible. Not just Victor Gbuja, including the sister, Winifred Ogbuja, who started the whole of this problem in terms of their online visibility. So if the police are serious in getting to the root of this matter, they are immediately required to launch a manhunt to arrest Victor Ogbuja. He cannot be hiding for 7 good years since Ochanya passed away. And you're telling us that you can't find him, whereas on a daily basis, journalists and civil rights activists are being arrested by police on flimsy issues of cyber bullying and all manner of issues that are related to politicians and the elite. We can't be operating like we are in Stone Age. This is the 21st century. Nigeria cannot afford to live in this manner. We're talking about a child, a teenager, a 13-year-old. What that tells us about Nigeria is that this country does not care about the vulnerable people. And for context, we must situate this issue in the right context, because the Ogbujas are not acting alone. If you would like to know, this is a lecturer at the State Polytechnic in Ugbokolo. But he has the backing of top people, because we are being harassed, intimidated, and threatened. In fact, my life is in danger. Since the resurgence for, the renewed cause for justice, I no longer stay at home because I know that they are against the advocacy that is going on, calling for justice. The groundswell of support has been overwhelming. And they don't want that. So with the support of their collaborators, they feel that they can bully people out of the struggle and then threaten them with death. Our parents are there in the village with no protection. I wrote several times. So these are the issues that are... Okay, now, this is the point. In 2018, when Mrs. Ogbuja was arraigned at the Federal High Court in Makurdi by NAPTIP, I went to the court to witness proceedings, and I was attacked by Mrs. Ogbuja's younger sibling, who is by the name Inaligu Ochiga. He came there with his goons, and then tried to harass me, and then at the end of the day, he told me categorically that I will deal with you. You will see what will happen to you in the course of this trial. And subsequent, my subsequent appearance in court, we were met with the same kind of treatment.
Yeah, well, glad it's still here. The program is Nigeria Sunset on J101.9 here in Jos. I'm Ponsak Fena.
I am Gilbert Joseph.
Yeah, and we have 2 guests. We have Mr. Mabas Akila. Good evening, and thank you so much for coming.
Good evening. Thank you so much.
And we have Mr. Josiah Mutihir is here with us. Good evening. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Good evening, and thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, I'll always... both of you are from GOSA. GOSA is Gintry Old Student Association. Gilbert, if you don't know, GOSA is one of the cultic organizations in Plateau. If I say cultic, I mean the cult in a good way, because I mean they are so knitted together. It's one of the organized old student associations we have here on the Plateau. Yeah, well, you heard from my prologue that for most of you leaving secondary, I'll begin with Mr. Josiah Mutir, leaving secondary school many years ago, and I'm very, very sure that the standard that you had, even the food that you ate while in school, in secondary school, is different from what students are being fed today. Talk to us about the role that all student associations should have in ensuring that the support schools to raise standard of learning and then maybe some basic amenities for the students.
Well, thank you for that question or comment. And I think it is right to say that any parent generally would want his child to grow and become bigger than him or her. And I think that is the spirit in GOSA. GOSA is a union of, or an association of people that had left Gindri for years. I'm opportune to have left Gindri in 1972.
Wow.
And that's quite a few years ago.
Many years ago, Prof, not a few.
And I've noticed that, yes, the quality of the things that we experienced in those days is really not the same thing as of now. Is it education? Is it sports? Is it social life? There used to be culture and debating societies, and that primed the people that probably now become politicians, because they learned to talk, they learned to argue, and they learned to put forward facts and figures. But over the years, we've noticed as an association that the standards are gradually dwindling. People would normally say that, yes, the society is improving and things are becoming or improving by the day.
Yeah.
But English I speak now was from secondary school.
Interesting.
The English I speak now was garnered from secondary school. But the secondary school Form 5 of today cannot speak 1/10 of the English I'm speaking to. I'm afraid of so many subjects we were not.
Prof, let me ask you this question. You mentioned while you were in secondary school,
Yes.
and really fascinating. Talk to us about, is it because of students?
Let me say first and foremost that I think it is focus.
Focus.
I think it's focus. The people that brought education, particularly in the school that we attended, were missionaries that came to educate and to let us be people that were going to be future inhabitants of Nigeria, to live and to live properly, to become good people in their own rights, wherever they found themselves.
Right.
That is why they captured the theme of the schools as for light and truth, for light and truth. But fundamentally, they carried along almost everything that will make you a success in life. They taught you to be resilient, they taught you to be forthgoing, and they taught you to serve others while you also became served. And I think that's one of the things that I would say. But they had focus. Along the way, the people that succeeded them lost focus. And things now began to lose.
Indigenous people?
Yes. Let me say indigenous people.
Unfortunate.
Yes. One of the things that is so glaring is when we were there, every place in Guinea was green throughout the year. Every place was green throughout the year. Now, when you go there in the dry season, there's nothing green. Sports activities took place properly. There were many football fields that were well maintained. Basketball fields, volleyball fields were all there training us in sports, and which also help in developing of your psyche and your mental capacity.
Right.
Today, those things are not there. The basketball field in Gindri now is nothing to write home about. And I think, so gradually, almost everything that was put in place to raise up people have gradually, by the minute, lost out in one thing or the other. One of the other things, there was a flourishing boys brigade group in Gindri, boys secondary school, girls high school, girls brigade.
Girls brigade.
Yeah, but now I'm told that those things are no more. So you begin to wonder, do they have a focus at all? So the people that brought the education had a focus. It appears we have lost a sense of focus, and we're just beating about the bush, and it
It's
has
like-
affected everything.
Yeah, Prof, it's like what you just said is like that is when education was about character and learning.
Yeah.
Now perhaps it's about learning. I'll come to you, Mabas. Talk to us about what the Prof has said. Loss, it's like as time goes by, we've lost lots and lots of quality when it comes to the kind of education we give.
Yeah, I believe Prof has laid a very good foundation for what we're talking about. Another basic factor that I see has more to do with the idea of passion, the idea of the idea that has to do with your ability to motivate people. Okay, motivation in the sense that for the staff, they are not motivated as expected. You look at the staff in the past, you discover that they are purely people who had the passion in them to do what is necessary, and it is backed up by motivation. The missionaries or the remuneration was good as at that time. So it brings to focus the idea of whether government or the employer is able to give good motivation to the teacher. A teacher who is motivated is someone who is capable of inspiring, is capable of impacting, okay? And that level of impactation is translated into the student in such a way that he gets truly motivated. So in those days, like he has indicated, even when you have foreign expatriates, their salaries and whatever package they had was probably in tandem with those that are locals. But today the disparity is high.
Yeah.
So I am teaching in a school, and I am barely able to have 3 square meals. As a
You're
teacher,
the teacher, yeah.
As a teacher.
Yeah.
So it impacts on whatever you give out. At the end of the day, you're struggling with your children who haven't gotten to the kind of school you want them to. So you come to class, you are frustrated. So that alone puts you at a disadvantage to even impact knowledge. So, and if we look at the idea of teachers, even in the country currently, you discover that teachers are almost like the worst paid in terms of government work.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Very, very unfortunate.
Yeah.
If you look at even the private sectors, you find out that teachers are paid as low as 30,000 for a job that requires a lot of brain work. How would you wish and accept that that kind of teacher can give the best
To your child,
to
even.
your child? So at the end of the day, the point here is you have a frustrated teacher trying to impact knowledge. Of course, the child, no matter how intelligent he is, meets that frustrated person. So the level or the flow of impactation decreases no matter what. And consequently, it affects output. It affects whatever generation we are currently.
And so you
having.
you mentioned passion. Some of the teachers who are teaching don't even have passion like
That's
what
right.
we had. Yeah. Prof, there's something that you said that really caught my attention. You said while you were in secondary school, you weren't afraid of mathematics, but now it's totally different. In fact, there was a news, but it was later debunked, Gilbert, that the federal government has excluded mathematics if you're studying. I'm like,
As is compulsory,
yeah,
subject to pass.
So, Prof, what has GOSA or what is GOSA doing, and how can you encourage other? Because I can't just imagine that we're witnessing the near collapse of Bukuru Technical College.
Yeah.
Near collapse.
That's
Near collapse. Government Science School Kuru. And these are good schools back in the. How can all student association encourage the teaching of STEM courses?
Well, yes, I believe that GOSA is going in the right direction of trying to ensure that standards are maintained. And if GOSA is doing that, I believe that there's something there to be picked up by other associations regarding their alma mater.
All right.
GOSA is going back to the schools, developing physical structures, particularly things like hostels, things like dining halls, and updating them. In addition to that, GOSA has gone to digitalize facilities in that place, and they've set up an ICT center, which is really almost second to none, GOSA. That is, and is available to the students. GOSA has gone there to, apart from infrastructure, the basic needs, water source, light source, GOSA has gone there to improve on those things, to make sure that the students have those facilities that will encourage them to learn better. And GOSA is also looking very critically at the performance of the students, and ensuring that.
So, Prof, you have like evaluation after maybe after very like JAM,
Yes,
WIAC. You
sure.
do study to see, okay,
Sure.
how are the students? What is their performance? How can we come in to improve? You know, those you do those audit report and.
Yes, just to add that, in fact, GOSA has an education committee.
Oh,
Yeah, they have an education committee that goes to the school to look at their performance from time to time and even to evaluate the teachers. Now, take note that the school does not belong to GOSA.
yes.
So GOSA is doing such things as ad hoc and advising the proprietor as appropriate. And GOSA quite often has gone in there to say, no, our students are not doing well in mathematics. Get the appropriate teachers. Our students are not doing well in English, for example. Get the appropriate teachers to teach English properly, to teach mathematics properly, to teach geography properly.
Right.
And I think that is the right way to go. Since you are putting in a lot of effort in a place, you cannot just allow it just to go downhill.
Right. Yeah.
And GOSA is trying as much as possible to build and build and build, instead of allowing things to go down as would happen naturally.
Yeah.
GOSA is saying, no, we have to keep the pace. Instead of going down, even though instead of remaining status quo, it should go up.
I mean, it's a valuable partnership
Yes.
between the old students and the school management. Gilbert.
Yeah. Sam Abbas Akila, I wanted to ask how, because he has touched largely on GOSA to the school. How about the relationship between, for example, GOSA and the government authorities that can generally ensure that the welfare of teachers across the board, not just in that school, in areas where the government has a responsibility to ensure schools are catered for? Are there advocacies that have been carried out by the old boys, or it's largely focused on the high school in Gindiri?
Okay, our role as GOSA transcends just the responsibility we have with this or for the school. GOSA is a brand. GOSA is an image. You discover that we have had in the past several persons or personalities that have graduated from the school. We have had persons who have raised or who have been at very, very high policy making roles at federal level, at state level, and even at local government levels. And in doing that, the idea is to foster development of education holistically. Of course, the role of alma mater is to concentrate on the schools, to see how you can advance development for the schools. But in doing that, the development transcends into society. Of course, you would understand that GOSA has two schools under it, the boys' secondary school and the girls' high school. But Gindiri entirely is a compound that hosts over 5 to 6 different schools. Now, there are instances where GOSA does not just look at the 2 schools alone, but provides lots of development that even affects other schools. Let me give you an instance. There are certain sets that also looked at how to advance the quality of lives of students in, say, the School for the Blind. Recently, I think a very, very young set was there just to give out certain materials to ensure that the special needs of the students are met. So even at informal levels like this, you discover that GOSA is affecting other institutions around it, not just the 2 schools. Now, talking about at a bigger level, you see GOSA representing even at federal levels. I am aware of some of our top government functionaries in the past who have headed very, very senior agencies and trying their best to see that they are able to take up what they learn from Gindri and affect other institutions, or transcend into the boundaries of other institutions and other places. So the idea is, of course, first of all, we focus on our alma mater to see what is there, but holistically you discover that whatever we do there has a way of affecting the entire country.
Okay, but your graduates, I'm glad you mentioned people that finished from Gendry.
Yes.
Have there been instances where they lost touch? Because power, of course, has a way of changing people. Have you had that experience and they become so inaccessible? Is that the case?
Truth be told, it's not, our association is not in isolation. When you look at our association, I think you have to look at the bigger picture of what society presents to humans. There are certain times, even in society, we are not 100%. In GOSA, the good thing is that a lot of us have the passion. When you look at GOSA as a brand, like I said, you begin to imagine what keeps us together. Imagine myself being here with Professor Mutir, the gap difference between us. He graduated in 1972. I graduated way, way later in 2001.
But you still have a common...
But we have a common ground.
Yeah, true.
If you see us in the meetings, it's a relational thing. Mentor and mentee. You know, we have that bond. There are certain times that we relate together in ways in which I wouldn't be privileged to do that if it was not for GOSA. So we have that strong spirit within us that tries to sync us together. Now, that is what binds us. But we are not in isolation, like I said. There are instances where certain persons are not really in it. As one of our former presidents would say, that GOSA is a call. That many, you know, the Bible says many are called, but few are chosen. But he said many are chosen, but few are called, you know. So the idea is that GOSA is a calling. You could be chosen to go to Gindri, as I may say, but the majority of us have stayed true to the beliefs that we have for GOSA, and that is what is propelling us today. That is what will propel us even tomorrow.
Quite interesting. Prof,
Yes.
let me ask you this question. I'm not quite sure if GOSA has had this good. You've got a governor from GOSA. You've now got a national chairman of a political party.
Gilbert, let me just help you. Let me help you, Gilbert. Since 1970, I would say 1978,
Yeah.
there is no government in Plateau that you don't have GOSA holding a key position.
Good.
And I can even mention their names, you know, since from there.
That's quite
You said
interesting.
78, I think it's as far back as 73.
Yeah,
So you
okay,
see
yeah,
that now.
so-
You
yo,
see
so,
that now.
yeah, you see.
You see that
Yeah,
now. So,
yeah.
Prof, how are you managing the egos? Especially that there is some sort of difference in their visions and the tension that brewed pre and even post-election in Plateau State. What was the role that GOSA played, and how did GOSA manage that?
First and foremost, just to say that when we have GOSA members growing in the system, when we have them growing in the system and they become something, they are given appointments, or we see them doing well. We, particularly for those that are given appointments, we get to them, call them, and then we give them what we call a charge. What does charge mean? It means that it's a list of the good, positive things that we want you to do in that office. So we charge you that as you stay in that office, be for light and truth. Do your best and leave the place better off. Leave the place better off. So that is number one. Number two is that after you've done that, and people that have done well, we give them awards. We proudly give them awards because you've done this and this and this during your tenure. Here is an award. And I think that boosts the ego of many people. But take note that if you give somebody a charge, the person will take the charge. It may affect the person very positively. Somebody may affect him just only positive. Somebody may not affect him at all. And somebody will look at it and just look the other way around. I said, after all, GOSA or Ginri didn't take me to who I am now. And therefore, the rest is left for you and your God. Take note that Gindi was so generous that it's not only Christian students that were taken into Gindi. There were Muslim students also that were taken to Gindi. And they were left to their choice. Nobody forced them to get converted. And therefore, if you give a Muslim a church, for example, and the church concerns his religion, I'm sure you know that that may not go area.
It conflicts.
It will conflict. Therefore, the church is just to say that this is what is expected of you from Gosa, and please try and live up to that expectation. So, that is what it is so far. But let me assure you that Gosa membership has broken so many barriers. When the governor was elected, of course, Gosa just went to the office. Of the shortest possible appointment was given to Gosa. When Nentawe was appointed, in fact, you journalists were kept aside so that we'll talk, talk heart to heart. And even his change of office, that's Nentawe, we've gone to see him to congratulate him and to say, please, do your best. And we permeate also within ourselves. The other thing is that we have also very strong bonds at set level. Those that graduated in 1972, for example, we have a strong bond. We meet regularly. You leave secondary school. 5 years later, you are at different levels. So how do we reduce that? We reduce that by saying that those that have, they should extend it to those that do not have, and we continue like that. So the sets strengthen the main Gosa branch by so many other things. They advise them, they are members of the association, they have different things to contribute, and so on and so forth. We also are involved in mentoring of the young ones. For example, during graduations of the schools in Gindri, Gosa members and EXCO go to the school and they offer themselves as support, and they encourage the young people about what's expected of them, and they even give them career guidance talks. And in fact, for those of them that do very well in JAM scores, they are given handsome awards of either money or material. So we believe that those are all encouraging things to make the younger ones to become better in life. And of course, we have the theme of this conference is also very important, which is, what is the theme again?
Strengthening our legacy.
Strengthening our legacy. Empowering the next generation.
So you have a conference coming up tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow,
let's talk about
well,
that's the theme.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. But
Great.
Do you think that you can play any role in ensuring that the politics in Plateau gets, the two Gosa guys, because now Professor Nentawe is Gosa, and then Governor Mutfa is Gosa, and then you know what politicians do? They heat up the polity. Do you play any role to make them, because you said
tone down a bit?
Yeah, you said that you invite them, give them a charge to always remember for light and truth.
Yes.
What role do you play in ensuring that these people don't heat up the polity unnecessarily?
Let me make
because Prof, you are their senior. You are their senior by far.
Yeah. So let me make a comment here. Yes, we have noticed that politics tends to spoil the soup, and we have emphatically reminded them that look, they are Gosa members, and that whatever it is, it will end up on the front table of Gosa, and therefore association that we may not mention in this platform, but we are doing a lot.
Yeah. So on the phone lines.
Yes.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell us your name and join the conversation, please.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Tell us your name and join the conversation.
Comment to guests, they have spoken very, very well. And actually, when we look at Gosa, the role that they have played when it comes to education or former school members, I think they have played a very, very vital. We will rise up and also follow their old members so that they can able to get the house together, because if they remember the old secondary school days, that's when they will remember the kind of trust that they have. But we are hoping that other schools will do as they are said. But we are calling on Gosa also, as they have a lot of people in high position. Let them make sure that they have played the politics in a good manner, as they have said. And let them make oath. Let them make sure that they have been visiting this very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Sadiq. Thank you. 08121877777 or you call 09055666699. The people that will come to Gindri tomorrow is going to be huge, Gilbert. Good evening. Thank you for calling. Tell us your name and join the conversation, sir. Oma.
My name is Ambrose. I want to ask a small question. Please, which year the GOSA in Gindri was established? Please, can you ask the prof?
The Janus.
Which year the Gindri Boys High School was established, was founded?
Okay, which year was the Boys High School established? Great question. They are going to.
Yeah, the Gindri, yes, the Gindri. I know it's old school. I want to know the year.
Thank you, thank you.
It's one of the oldest colleges in Jos.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Ambrose from Hoshi.
Right, yeah. Mabas, would you like to? When was your school established?
Okay, BSS was established in 1950.
50. Yeah.
Yes, but before 1950, we are now later shifted into what we call the boys' secondary school. The middle school is actually a school that you have younger boys coming in and then studying before getting into high school, which was established
Cooking
in the
comprehensive and all of those.
Well, GSS was established in 1962.
1962. Let's take more phone calls and then Gilbert will take us through social media. Hello, good evening. Thank you for calling. Yes, thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. My name is Solomon. I'm calling from Judgate.
We're listening to you, sir.
Honestly, there are a lot of touchable stories that he said there. One of the stories that really touched my heart is this story that he said that when he was in secondary school, that is where he learned his English. And the English he's speaking now is from the secondary school. So, in fact, now that is something that we need to know that, yes, those who study before, they learn quality things more than some of us who go to university or some of us who have not even gone to university. So you can see the difference between the old and the new. And this thing touched me when someone was giving the testimony in one of Reverend Father, one of a reverend who passed away. He said that reverend was teaching them CRK in primary school. The CRK he learned in that primary school is the CRK that he knows that he has learned when he was like that one. So I'm really happy with that one. And one of the old boys too that I heard that he went to that school is my husband from Bauchi. I heard that he too went to that Gindri. So I didn't know much about it, but that school has really produced great people in Nigeria, and I pray that school will not die and people will not let that school die. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Gilbert, take us to social media.
That quickly. Go on Factor says he's still waiting to hear the call, and he will join in strengthening his alma mater. Mafia Luca says this has helped bridge the gap between theory and real-world application. Research and knowledge sharing. He has been able to collaborate with lecturers and departments to research on subject on this particular issue. That's what he's saying. Likitago Katzin says, old boys can strengthen the knowledge base of the alma maters. The following contributions are to be observed as well: sharing expertise, mentorship, research, collaboration, alumni networks, etc. Hapsin Manasi says, alma mater is one association that unites people irrespective of their backgrounds to come together under one roof. Asi Izang says he loves the program, he's enjoying it. Alex Kuje says, good evening everyone in the studio. It's quite educative, informative and enlightening. Kim Deed, that he admires the Gosa blood that runs in the vessels of their members. All right, let's hang in here.
Yeah, well, I know that for most people they will be concerned about security, and you know that we're in a politically charged season now. The governor is Gosa, the national chairman of the APC, Professor Nentawe, is Gosa as well. You have Professor Bogoro, my grandmother, that is Professor Patricia La, I think she's Gosa too as well. And many other people that I know that.
Ahmed Mwazu.
Yeah. What security arrangement are you doing, especially for these two heavyweights, the governor on the one hand and then Professor Nentawe? Because I know that they will come in company of supporters and people who are loyal to them. And of course, you know, you can't control a crowd, but what security arrangement so that the whole situation will not turn out to be a political jamboree, Prof?
A difficult question. Number one, even though we are Gosa, we are one body. The two individuals you have mentioned, they have supporters. They have supporters. Like the governor has his own supporters in Gosa. The other
Nentawe, Prof.
Nentawe also has supporters within Gosa. But what we do in terms of what I call security is to say, look, Gosa is Gosa. Just as I said earlier on that Gosa did not segregate against anybody. Even Muazu was a Muslim, as I told you. He was a Muslim as a student. He left as a Muslim, and he's still a Muslim today. We do not force people to go to the one side, but we remind them that everything will come and go, Gosa will remain. And therefore, watch it. Within the next few years, the governor will leave the position as governor, whichever number of years he will leave, isn't it? He will go back home, he will be Gosa. Professor Nentawe, the same thing, he will still be Gosa. I'm foreseeing a situation whereby after they've left the offices and they meet at Gosa meeting, how are they going to relate? Those are the things we usually will ask that caution be brought to bear.
Yeah.
Be it the supporters and the individuals concerned. And we talk in different, I'll tell you, some years ago in Plateau State, there was a man and a woman that were in different parties in Plateau State. And they didn't split the home. They didn't split the home.
Yeah.
The wife was in one party, the husband was in another party. They were doing very well.
Yeah.
They didn't split. The same thing can happen in this particular case. One of us can be in APC, ABGA, whatever, and doing very well. And whenever they have some goodies in that area, it should rub off on Gosa and Gosa members. And that is what we are saying.
Yeah.
We cannot do much, but again, we are prayerfully hoping that they see reason as to which to remain friends and to remain Gosa members for as long as they are in those offices.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Just
Thank
to
you.
add a little
Yeah,
bit,
go ahead. You have 20 seconds.
Okay. Of course, we have done our best. Security is in the hands of God, but we have done our best to ensure that there are some form of security even at the venue to ascertain whatever we can do. But
Yeah.
like my senior prof has indicated, the best form of security is the interaction and understanding that Gosa is a family, not the political parties.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, for me, I don't want situation that tomorrow old boys are having a good time and then it just turn out to be something else. I mean, that's not going to be good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you,
you.
Professor Josiah Mutir. Thank you,
Yes.
Chairman Mobilization Subcommittee, and Mabas Akila, Secretary Convention Planning Committee of
Thank
GOSA.
you.
Wish you
Thank you.
good convention, and if the two big weeks come to Gindri tomorrow, they should know that it's just is brotherhood. It's a
Yes.
common fraternity.
Just a
that,
clarification.
yeah.
Saturday is our convention.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
By 9, we converge at Crispan Suites and Event Center.
In Jos, yeah.
Yes, by 9 o'clock for the convention, then 6 p.m. for the dinner. And then on Sunday, which is going to be the service, Thanksgiving service, we all converge to Gindri by 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And we have buses that are available for members
Yeah,
to
to come,
converge
yeah.
them to the venue.
And Prof, Prof was speaking, the image of someone that I truly love and respect, that is Godfrey Miri.
Yes,
He grew up
okay.
in Gindri.
Okay, that's right.
Speaks,
Yes,
good English like
Baba, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
I'm glad
Thank you.
to be sitting next to a man that taught me, everything that I think
Okay.
know about journalism.
Yeah.
Mabas
Well, this is a
Akila,
match will take the news to come your
Gosa,
way.
and God bless you.
Yeah,
Thank you
top of
very
the hour,
much.
6 o'clock by now.
May I have your attention, please?
Maturity is not proven a point. It is what defines us. JFM, mature station for the matured minds.
In the kitchen game, there are players and then Agba Ballers, MVP, Player of the Year, 10-0, no rival. Become an Agba Baller with the new improved Maggi chicken flavor, made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric to bring out your top game in the kitchen. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor. my game changer.
1, 2, here we go.
Jos City, get ready for the Outpouring Camp 2025. Themed Ebenezer, Triumphs and Territories, a holy convocation like no other. Brought to you by Glory Zone Church. Join us at the Revire, number 4 Hellingum Walk Road, off Old Airport Junction, Jos, Plateau State, from the 6th to 9th November 2025. Expect the mighty move of God's power, healings, deliverance, and prosperity. Expect life-changing worship. This is a camp where hearts are healed and destinies changed. Ministry live at the Outpouring will be the global lead pastor, Glory Zone